HCTV Sports is supported by the Spool House. From prom to weddings, let us suit your formal wear needs.
Making the play. He gets the pin. Raiders are clawing their way back in this game.
Just snipes one.
It's ball game. Over. Safe. Oh my God! Did you see that? Great diving play. He's hit a touchdown. Hastings Raiders win the ball game.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Hastings Civic Arena as we get set for girls hockey here on HCTV Sports with a matchup between the Hastings Raiders and the Hudson Raiders. The Raiders come into this one with a 2-2 record. The Hudson Raiders come in with a 0-1 record on the early 2025-2026 season. I'm Owen Ely here with my broadcast partner for the evening, Derek Simon. Very excited to have some hockey upcoming here for you from the Hastings Civic Arena, as both teams take their red line here as we're just moments away from puck drop here in Hastings. Should be a great one here. Obviously early in the season. You can look back at the 2024-2025 season. You can try to make some inferences. You can look at the junior varsity game, which just got finished up. The Hastings Raiders, I should say, got to get used to that. Won that one 7-2. So we try to look at some of these predictive measures here, but you never know how these early season matchups can get going here. Derek, I mean, what are some of the keys here if Hastings wants to come away with an early season victory here against their border rivals?
Well, I think they need to follow up on what they've done well lately against Red Wing and South St. Paul. And some of these freshman girls have come out and put some really solid games together. Mackenzie Crowd, I believe, had a hat trick in one of those games, and so I think they're just building as they get a little more experience. It looks like we're about ready for the Raiders to be announced.
Yeah, we're all finished here with the Hudson Raiders lineup, and we'll get to the Hastings Raiders lineup here on parent night. Starting netminder there for the Hastings Raiders, Addison Lanning coming in with a 2-2 record, .879 save percentage, 3.73 goals percentage. There's the captain, Olivia Erickson, 2 goals, 2 assists on this young season. Delaney Solberg, the freshman, getting the start, 2 assists on the season. Annie Schreifer, 4 points on the young season, also gets the start. And there's Sky Woodwick, another freshman, getting the start here for Hastings. It's a very upperclassman-laden team, but there are some young contributors here.
Yeah, a lot of freshmen in with the seniors.
Well, we'll see how that pays off for Hastings as we'll take a short break here for the national anthem. So a truly beautiful rendition of the national anthem. I know I say that every time, but we do have the Hastings Raiders band here outperforming that, so that's always nice to get that at some of these early games. As we're just moments away from puck drop here, as both teams are set to take their benches.
Yeah, we're pretty lucky here, aren't we? The Hastings band is always amazing. It's just so much more, we were talking about this earlier, so much more atmosphere here when the band's in the stadium, or the arena.
Yeah, no question. Brings a different type of atmosphere as we get a look at the goalie matchup here for these two squads. There you can see only one game played for Hudson. Gave up 6 goals in that one, I believe, against Eastridge. And there you can see Lanning, like we talked about before, 2-2 on the season at .879 save percentage, 3.73 goals against. Now both teams taking their benches. Just moments away from getting to the bottom of this one. Hastings Raiders looking to get the sweep here tonight. Like we said earlier, JV winning 7-2, and we are underway here from the Hastings Civic Arena. Following that puck drop, it'll be Hudson early on here in the offensive zone. A little short centering pass turned over momentarily back to Pettis. The near side blue line, far side, shot just over the top of the netting. The backhanded pass to nobody, trying to get something going offensively there for Hudson. Puck going to be deflected, settled down there by the Hudson netminder. Short pass whiffed on there for Hudson. Now Hastings on the retreat. Turned over, set up here for Hudson. A pass deflected, swooped away, stolen away by Siebenaller. Now some commotion there in front of the Hastings Raiders bench as it's going to circle back behind Lanning. Hard collision there on the far side glass. Looks like nobody's worse for the wear after that one. A backhanded centering pass tipped off of Mackenzie Kraut. Puck stalling there momentarily right in front of the Hastings bench. Now again, we're here on the far side. Puck slipping past a couple of Hudson Raiders. Hard slap shot over the right shoulder of Lanning. Now we'll see Hastings here with a dump and chase. Looking to get something on the board here in the early goings. Kept on sides. Pass back to the center for Schreifer. Now some commotion here in front of the Hudson netminder. Puck is still free. I don't think anybody knew where that was for a second or two. Hudson here with the counterattack off of the hip of Erickson. The prompt turnover back and forth here. Nearly picked out of the air by Izzy Brandt. Netminder there for Hudson, switching posts. Now the Raiders will have to get back on sides here. Puck tipped along the boards, now gravitating back to Lanning, keeps it in play, off for Hamann. Swooped in, nearly stolen away with some momentum there. Would have been interesting to see from a Hudson perspective. Siebenaller taking a spill, a Raider, a Hudson Raider to be more specific, Milchak taking a spill. Dangerous turnover there. Luckily turns into nothing for Hastings. Little scrum there in front of Hastings bench. Now out into open space, firing a shot. Again, going wide of Lanning. Only 2 official shots on goal here for Hudson. A little backhander. Keeping Lanning active here. Pinned along the boards. Milchak came in. That one slowly working its way back to Lanning. Stolen back from Solberg. A couple of players tangled up. Bounce pass off of the boards right in front of the Raiders bench, and we'll get our first whistle here just south of 12 minutes to go in the opening period.
Hudson having a lot of possession time, but only 2 shots. Raiders had that nice shift there. Schreifer got that shot on goal. Had a couple of girls right in front of the net, but unable to get it past the Hudson netminder.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like Hudson's being too particular with their shots. Seems like they're just trying to get anything going. See, sometimes that's a good strategy, especially at the high school or college level. Just try to put the puck down low and see if you can't get anything going.
Nothing else make them work the whole way up the ice and potentially make a couple mistakes on the way.
Now here Hastings back on the attack. That one tipped away. They're trying to get on some sort of centering pass there as we get the puck swept down low from Bentley Stoffel. Puck hugging that far side board. Switching to the near side. Amundsen watches on. Now Hudson with a dump and chase. Going to be outnumbered here by Hastings. Tipped off of the skates of Pettis. Now swooping around. Chodo. Backhanding to the near side. Pass to the middle. Swept away from Hastings. Still possessed here by the road team. Fires a shot and a glove save there for Lanning.
It all started there with that blocked outlet pass by Hudson, able to keep it in and got a scoring chance out of it here. Goes down the side. Pretty far outside there, not much of an angle, but Lanning makes the save.
Well, officially 3 shots on net for Hudson to Hastings 2. Back to the action here, just north of 11 minutes to go in the opening stanza. Now Hastings with something. That one fires off of the pads of Amundsen. Again, fired from pretty far out. That pass going long. We'll have a Raider retreating. It's Erickson turning around, looking down the ice. Heads up move there from the captain to keep the puck moving in the right direction, but it's either team's puck for the taking. Now swooped in here from Larson, tries to leave it to Murphy. And we were going to get a reset there for Hastings, but it's going to be pumped in along the half wall here for Hudson. Handful of passes connecting here for Hastings. That final one, no success. Went right back into the corner here. Pass along the glass. Center ice, a dangerous area for puck possession here in the early going. 10 minutes to go here in the first period. Now a race for the puck, going to be won by Murphy. Siebenaller in pursuit. Slides past a handful of players, home and away. Again, favoring this near side corner by the Hastings band here tonight. Cross ice pass, taken up from Cahoon. Circling around, looking to pass, up top, and off of the knee pads of Lanning. Puck bouncing back, taken by Pettis. I think that one slipped right over the top of Lanning from the backside.
Hudson definitely trying to get that puck below the goalie line and then pass it out front for a shot.
Now Hastings here with some space if they can take it up. It's Erickson. Fires a shot, got caught up in between the legs of Gabby Schock. Very evenly matched first handful of minutes here in this one. Kept on sides here for Hastings. A centering pass tipped and stolen away. Closed off at the offensive blue line there by Siebenaller. Out towards open ice. Bounce pass off of the boards. And fired in down low. The Raiders getting back on sides. And we'll get a whistle here with 8:10 in the first period.
And HCTV Sports is supported by the Schoolhouse. From prom to weddings, let us suit your formal needs. For more information available at schoolhouse.com.
Schreifer on the face-off here for Hastings. Gonna go the way of the Hudson Raiders, bouncing off of the skate of Hamann. Puck back behind Lanning. A hard pass, maybe a little too hard off the boards, and we're back behind Lanning once again. A couple of players tied up there. Now pass back to the blue line. Myers sort of fires a knuckleball. Couldn't tell if that was a shot or a pass.
And nice job by Josie Hamann to tie her player up in front of the net, make it an easy save here for Lanning, no rebound. And now Hudson with a 5-3 shot advantage here in the first period.
Well, off of the defensive zone face-off here, the puck taken here for Hastings near center ice. Spinning around and attempting to fire a pass there was Woodwick. Now a real race along the far side boards as we get a partial line change here for Hudson. Another pass, deflects off of Woodwick. Murphy sends the puck here into the offensive zone. Solberg initially had the puck. Some real back and forth action here between these two teams. Dump and chase initiated here for Hastings. Kraut was the nearest Hastings Raider. Now the puck, couldn't tell if it was sort of caught up behind the net there. That one's going to be slapped nearly out of play by Hamann. Towards the middle, fires the shot. I can't tell if that deflected off of the netminder. Either way, Hastings still on the attack. Siebenaller peppered by a couple of Raiders defenders. And crisis averted momentarily there for the road team. Potentially an interesting pass there if that one would have connected. Looks like they're going to get an offsides call here on Hastings. We'll take a look at the replay.
Raiders had had the puck down in deep here, and just a shot off the defenseman's leg there, or as I believe it was Siebenaller got in close. One of the few times we've been able to get in that slot area.
Schreifer takes the win on the face-off. 6 minutes to go here in the first period. And that one's coming right back.
Nice to see Hastings get some zone time there, even though they were unable to even get a shot on net. They had their most sustained time in that Hudson defensive zone.
Well, we'll see if Hastings can keep up the trend here. Gonna have some ways to go. Got to win this defensive zone face-off here. Again, Schreifer on the face-off again. Schreifer with the win. Closed in by a couple of Hudson defenders. Now reversing. Big hit right in front of Lanning where a couple of Raiders got tangled up. And another quick whistle here.
Another nice job by winning that defensive face-off. Raiders able to control the puck and almost got out of the zone there and before the whistle went, and it looks like they'll face it off just outside of the zone.
Very even matchup here. You got to figure both of these teams are, even though it's still a scoreless game, you got to figure both of these teams are kind of feeling good about what they're doing right now. No?
Yeah, and a lot of it's just been dumping chase hockey on both sides. So they've been playing a pretty similar style.
Two fairly evenly matched teams. If you look at last year's record, Hudson 5-17-1. The Raiders, I think they finished 10-14-2. Now Hudson, off of the offensive zone faceoff for Hastings, brings the puck all the way to the other side. A couple of Raiders colliding there back behind Lanning. Anybody's puck for the taking, firing a shot, and a stomach save there for Addison Lanning.
Good shot there by Larson. Lanning just went over to her left a little bit on the slide and was able to make a nice save there and hold on for no rebound. Shot 6-3 now here for Hudson. 5:16 left in the first period.
Can't say too many of those 6 shots have been ultra premium opportunities, but she's stopping them nonetheless.
Agreed. They've done a nice job not letting them inside so far.
Well, now Lanning watching like a hawk, switching posts. Erickson, short pass. Slowly matriculating its way to the good side if you're a fan of the home team here. Got a yard sale out there. Somebody lost their stick. Looked like it's a Hudson Raider who lost their stick. A 2-on-1 there. Hastings Raiders trying to kick the puck off the boards there. A hard pass circling around the half wall. And back the other way for good measure. Hudson looking to pass. That one tipped off of the stick of Kendra Otto. Back into that far side corner. A long outlet pass. Couldn't quite be fielded there by Juliana Cahoon. Murphy retreating, circling. Another long pass, this time taken by Cahoon, and we'll get a dump and chase here. Partial line change here for Hudson. Couple of players running into each other here. Just over 3.5 to go here before the first intermission. That puck off of the skates of Allison Werner, and now Hastings with an opportunity here, far side, and a soft little shot there goes right across the bow of the netminder Amundsen. And now it's Hudson's turn for an attack here. Milchak fires that one off target, greeted behind the net by Werner. Now Hastings looking to pass, nearly took the head off a couple of Raiders there as the puck's going to work its way back into the defensive zone here for Hudson, nearly kicked by Torkelson. You can sort of feel the action start to pick up here.
Yeah, ever since Hastings had that turnover and Werner got that shot off, things have picked up quite a bit.
I think if this keeps up, we're going to be in for a great second and third period here. And that one takes a dangerous deflection off the skates of Erickson. Those are the ones that'll get you sometimes.
Yeah, goalie's not ready for those.
Well, time slowly closing out here. Another potentially dangerous turnover. Luckily, a couple of players collided there. That one bounces off of the netminder, scooped up here by Hastings. Pass right in front of the Hastings Raiders bench. Taken by Kraut. Working her way down the ice, but it's deflected by Carly Myers. Now everybody's just poking for the puck, trying to gain possession here. And again, we're just going back and forth like a windshield wiper.
A lot of dumping and chasing, and neither team can seem to get inside those dots into that slot area. Hudson now got 9 shots in the period. Lanning doing a nice job.
Yeah, they're slowly adding up here. That one potentially a dangerous opportunity there for Hudson. Turnover, swept down low. Amundsen chooses not to greet the puck. Under 90 seconds to go. Raiders just a little late there with Schreifer, and now Hudson on the attack, far side, closing off a defender, fires a shot, and the Hudson Raiders strike first here with 75 seconds to go in the opening period. I couldn't quite see who that was. We'll see on the replay, but a back and forth matchup here between these two teams, as it looks like Juliana Calhoun, the captain, gets the scoring started here for Hastings, or for Hudson rather.
Yeah, Hastings had a turnover in the offensive zone, and Calhoun just able to get around the Raiders defense there as she got around Delaney Solberg here and turns the corner. Nice hard shot into the net past Lanning's left side. But that whole play started behind the Hudson net, and Raiders tried to pass it out front in the slot to get a shot off, but they were unable to connect, and that allowed Hudson to break the zone with some speed and get down there. 1-0 Hudson with 1:15 left in the period.
Here we'll get another angle, another look at it here from the backside.
Like it just passed her glove. First real good chance, I think, for Hudson of the night, and they were able to capitalize.
Well, you figured sooner or later something was bound to break here as Hudson, they got 60 seconds left here in the first period. You know, they're surely thinking, let's make this 2-0. Slides right into the crease with Lanning falling on top.
Good job again by the Raiders in front of their own net, though. They're able to tie up sticks and allow Lanning to make the saves. Nobody around her able to corral it and get that face off.
Well, 53 seconds to go here before the first intermission. Face-off won there by Hudson. They tried to get a shot on net there from a defenseman. Now with some urgency, Hastings pursuing the puck. Schock turns it over just in front of the blue line. Shot fired in by Erickson, wide to the right of Amundsen. Now Hastings on the retreat, a little bounce pass in between both benches. Raiders looking to get at least a shot on net here. Going to be taken by Larson. Fires a shot, and another stomach save there for Lanning.
That's when you know your goalie's playing well, right? She's getting position, everything's kind of coming right in square to her, and she's able to make the save, cover up, get the face off. 10.8 seconds left here in the first period.
Yeah, despite giving up the goal, you know, it is a team game. You got to feel like she's playing really, really well here in this first period.
10 out of 11 shots she saved. That's over 90%. Definitely doing her job. And really, the defense has been pretty good as well, keeping those shots on the outside. So like you say, it's a team game.
Well, it's a competitive game here. It's not quite as competitive as a 0-0 game. It is a 1-0 lead here for, there we go, for the Hudson Raiders here over the Hastings Raiders, looking to get this road victory. I think we're in for a good one here in period 2 and period 3. Let's take a look at the goal. You can walk me through this here again.
Yeah, she just turns the corner, gets around, shoots past the glove there, Lanning. Nice hard shot, and late in the period, Hudson took the 1-0 lead.
Well, surely there's going to be a lot to talk about in the respective locker rooms. We'll send it to intermission here on HCTV Sports.
He gets the pin. What a move, what a goal! Oh, what a shot, scores! The Raiders, can they get the lift? Yes, they do.
Just snipes one.
Oh my God! And reaching up and making the play.
It's moving!
It's over!
Looking to throw, and she's going to get the first down.
Gone! Touchdown, Raiders!
But here is the difference for the class of 1990.
We went from Mile High Eagles to Alan Peck.
I know you're all excited about Y2K. You could lose power or party like it's 1999.
Hastings High School has been graduating seniors Congratulations, class of 2023. Go Raiders!
Funding for community TV is in rapid decline, and HCTV will not survive without your help. Let your local representatives know that you support community TV. To learn more, visit savecommunitytv.com.
The United Heroes League mainly uses sports as a bridge to help military families stay active and engaged in their communities. We have over 40 professional teams that partner with us for free tickets and camps. We provide access to free sporting equipment.
UHL has provided us with a lot of equipment and a lot of gear that is otherwise sometimes hard to attain.
It's really cool. I get all this free stuff, and it's because of my great dad, who is a veteran.
UHL has been a great supporter, not just for our family, but for all the military families.
We're excited to see what the future holds. We can't wait to see where it goes.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the Hastings Civic Arena as we get set for period number 2 here in this matchup between the Hastings Raiders and the Hudson Raiders. The Hudson Raiders with a 1-0 lead after 1. Owen Ely here with Derek Simon. Derek, what did you see in that first period that stood out to you?
I thought both teams played pretty well defensively. A lot of dump and chase by both sides. Hudson was able to get that one goal late in the period off a turnover and then had some speed going down the ice, able to get a nice shot off. Hastings' best couple of opportunities, it felt like hit shin pads, and so I think even though the shots are 11-5, I don't feel like I felt like the game was a little closer than what the shots would indicate. Kind of like to see if we could get Olivia Erickson going here in the second period, a defenseman who has a great speed and it's a fun player to watch. See if Hastings can get her going and maybe tie this thing up.
Yeah, despite being down by 1, certainly feels like it's a close game here. So we'll take a look at the Metro East Conference standings. Again, very, very early on, but hey, at least you can say the Hastings Raiders on top.
Yep, Raiders and Simley both have defeated South St. Paul, which is very odd to see that South St. Paul girls down at 0-2, but talking to Hunter earlier tonight, they're breaking new goalies, so might be a down year for South St. Paul. Give a team like the Raiders a chance to maybe move up in the standings. Also saw Hill Murray there, undefeated but have not played a conference game yet. So we'll see how the Raiders stack up with them later in the year.
And we'll take a look at the Big Rivers Conference here. Again, not much action, certainly no conference action thus far.
Yeah, and just a small 5-team conference as well. Hudson generally, I know the girls struggled last year, but you go over to that Hudson arena and you just see banners everywhere for their hockey team. So would not surprise me at all to see them compete this year in the Big Rivers Conference.
Well, they're certainly not in the state of hockey, but they're real close.
They're just on the other side of the river.
Yeah, well, we're just moments away here from puck drop here in period number 2 as both teams take their respective benches. Again, the shots on net, bit of a disparity, but certainly feels a lot closer when you watch the game. And kind of like you were saying, it certainly feels like there were some bounces, maybe some good bounces for Hastings too. A couple of those deflections, maybe in an alternate timeline, those are going in. Could be a 2-0 lead for Hudson.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I say, I thought the defenses both played pretty well.
Well, we'll see who wins the second period here as we are underway. A long pass here, now going into the near side corner in the offensive zone for Hastings. Have a player taking a hard spill there. Couldn't quite see who that was. Now back the other way, Larson doesn't have the numbers, but had the speed as that puck is just careening around between a handful of skates before it's settled down here by Hastings.
Raiders will throw it up the ice and get a line change. Have a face-up back on the right side of Lanning in the Raiders zone.
And here we'll get the offensive zone face-off here for Hudson. Going to be won by Hudson this time. A shot and a goal here for Calhoun. Got the scoring started here in the first period, and now very early on here in the second. Another goal for Calhoun. That's going to make it 2-0 for the visiting Hudson Raiders.
Hudson won that face-off in the offensive zone, as you see the replay here. Calhoun came around, got on her strong side and put that one just inside the far post to give Hudson a 2-0 lead. And it looked like Lanning maybe was screened a bit there on the shot.
Yeah, it seems like those are always the toughest, the screens and the deflections. As Hudson, they're looking to get right back to work here, putting the pressure on the hometown Raiders. Now Hastings stopping on a dime, firing back, couldn't be corralled there by Stoffel, at least initially. Cross ice passed, fired down low, deflected, and we'll get a early whistle there and a save there from Emma Amundsen, the senior goaltender.
one of the better opportunities there for the Raiders, as she said, the nice deflection there in front, and Amundsen had to make it a little bit more difficult save that time. She's seen mostly shots from the outside earlier in the game.
You know, we were talking with our producer Hunter and during the intermission, and you know, I think we're all in agreement. It certainly feels like Hastings is kind of knocking on the door here.
Yeah, just hitting some shin pads, and a big crash in front of us here.
Yeah, we got a Raider player down there. I think that's Allison Werner who got the worst of that collision. It's been a handful of collisions here. It's been a rather, I wouldn't say a violent one here, and certainly not intentionally, but you know, there have been some collisions here tonight. That one's certainly the biggest.
Yeah, I would say hard, aggressive play. Nothing intentional, I don't think at all. You'll see a better angle of it here. Yeah, looks like she lost her edge and fell in front of her and took her out.
Well, here's a prime opportunity for Hastings, because we're going to have a Hudson Raider in the box. Of course, first and foremost, we got to make sure the Raiders player is all right here.
Yeah, looks like she's getting to her feet here slowly, so good to see her up on her skates. But it looks like she may go down. She's going to sit right on the edge of the bench there. And Jill Contreras, our great athletic trainer, can take a look at her from there.
It was just a weird kind of play, because the Hudson Raider just kind of tripped and then collapsed. You know, just unfortunate sort of geometry there.
Right. Yeah, and then by doing so, she tripped Allison Werner, and now it's hopefully Allison's fine. But the Raiders do get a power play here. They give them a chance here, try to cut into this 2-0 lead.
So the start of a 2-minute minor here for Hastings. Again, trying to cut that lead in half. 6 shots on net to this point in the game. Puck deflected here, near side corner, again by the Raiders band we're so lucky to have out here tonight. Erickson sends a pass, whiffed on by Woodwick. And that one is going to be cleared. It will slip past Erickson.
No icing as well, so the Hastings going to have to come all the way up the ice here.
Now Hastings had some momentum, a little mini clear there from Nora Milchak. What's going to be recovered by Hastings before it bounces back towards the Hastings Raiders blue line. Heavy pressure here. And a little shoulder and a player getting tripped up in the Raiders zone. Get another clear.
Hastings having a little trouble just connecting on some of these passes. Just some 10-foot passes without much pressure, but just a little bit off on the pass game here.
First shot on net of the power play from Siebenaller. Already 90 seconds elapsed in this power play, and a clear there. Maybe that could have been a shorthanded opportunity, maybe, if she would have put the Jets on there for Hudson.
Yeah, I think it's just the end of the shift and she wanted to get off the ice.
Well, time draining down here for Hastings as they turn the puck over in their own zone. A couple of players taking a spill. Maybe one final opportunity here, as we're going to be back to even strength hockey. Circling it around, firing a centering pass right along the crease, bouncing off of the shoulders, swept down low. Bounced on by Amundsen before it was put back in play. Now Cahoon looking for a hat trick. Closed off by a Raiders defender, that's Hamann. Pass, deflected. Raiders with some space. Hastings fires right off of the mask there of Amundsen. Centering pass down low, turned over.
Annie Schreiber with a real nice shot there.
And a breakaway here for Hudson. Fired, saved momentarily. Back into the field of play. Deflected off of the body of Torkelson. Some chaotic play here in the last 90 seconds.
Both teams with chances on each end, and the goaltender's able to make saves, keep this a 2-0 game.
Really seeing some good goaltending here tonight from both teams. North of 12 minutes to go here in the second period. That pass a little too hot for Mackenzie Kraut, who's in pursuit. Swept away, closed off from Larson. Hudson putting on the pressure, pays off Murphy, bringing it into the offensive zone. Now Larson working her way to the inside, takes a spill.
Good physical play there by Hastings, knock her off the puck and able to get down in the Hudson zone.
Pettis sweeps it along the boards, turned over for a Raider. And that one might have been bounced by a defender, might have been bounced by Amundsen. These opportunities are not eluding Hastings. It's just the result that's remaining elusive here.
Hastings had 5 shots the first period, have 4 already here in the second. To your point, they've had some chances.
Now Hudson sneaking around. It's Schock wrapping around the goaltender, try to backhand on that near side post. No success. And we'll get an icing call here against Hastings.
There's a replay here. Cross ice pass over to Schreifer and just off the mask there. And then Hudson coming back here as well. Breakaway attempt in pretty close to landing, but she does a nice job sliding over and making the save. After that, she made the save on the wraparound as well.
Defensive zone faceoff won here by Hastings. Wrapping around the netminder with speed is Erickson along the near side. Cuts off a defender, fires a shot, and we'll get a stomach save there from Amundsen.
That's what I was looking for earlier. I'd see Erickson getting some space so she can fly when she gets the puck. And she turned the corner, just was not able to get that shot by Amundsen. 10th shot of the night for Hastings.
Well, they're closing in on shots on goal, but the only thing that matters is those 2 on the board here for Hudson. And we'll get another quick whistle here with 10:39 to go in period number 2.
Interference call on Hastings here, and Hudson will get a chance to go on the power play. Looks like Sophie Torkelson will be called for the interference.
Well, that is definitely not what the doctor ordered here if you're Hastings.
Yeah, it's going to be a big kill for him. Can't afford to go down 3-0 here. Pretty close to the midpoint of the hockey game.
Yeah, you don't want to say that's insurmountable, but that's certainly a lot on the plate that you don't want to deal with. So we'll get a 2-minute minor here against Hastings.
Good start there for Hastings. Blocked shot there by Annie Schreifer, and that'll kill off probably 15-20 seconds of this power play.
Hudson's pass deflected.
Again, Schreifer getting her skate out and knocking that puck away. And now Hudson's already lost a quarter of this power play. They're under a minute and a half.
Well, it's funny how that works. You know, it only takes 1 or 2 kind of plays like that just to milk the clock a little bit. They find themselves in the offensive zone here. Johnson firing a shot, a save, and maybe an early whistle there.
Yeah, quick whistle there as the puck was off to Lanning's right side. Comes back outside here. Tough angle shot, but maybe a little bit of a screen there as well. But Addison's able to cover that puck up with another face-off.
I'm sure if you're a Hastings fan, you might say that was a slow whistle, but get a shot there, deflected off of the kneecap of Gabby Schock. Back to the blue line for Myers. Near side, couldn't connect with Johnson. And a clear here for Hastings.
Nice job. Lexi Fenton was up top there, created the turnover. And again, now clearing that puck down under 40 seconds now in this power play.
Hamann crashes into the boards here for Hastings, sweeps it through a Hudson defender. And I thought we were going to get a clear for Hastings. They'll just bring the puck down there themselves. That's Siebenaller.
Good job there tying up the Hudson player. I think that's Calhoun again down there. Oh, and there she got thrown to the ice by, I think it was Laura Johnson down there for Hudson.
Got to be a frustrating situation if you're Hudson, feeling the pressure close in as the power play almost comes to an end there. We get a save there from Addison Lanning.
Here it's play again where she just, Johnson with a little bit of a cross check I think she got away with there possibly on Siebenaller. And then they come down, Lanning there to make the save again, covers up, as you say, 2 seconds left. See if we can win a face-off here in the defensive end.
And so the power play will elapse. We're back to even strength hockey here. Puck still in the offensive zone here for Hudson. A centering pass greeted by Schreifer. And we'll get a whistle here with 8:26 to go in the second period.
Clearing attempt out of play. He face off back in the Hastings zone. Shot 16-10 for Hudson. I believe that means both teams have 5 shots in the period. Hudson with a goal, though, to take that 2-0 lead.
And it's really just sort of a 2-minute stretch. It was like the final minute of the first period where Calhoun had that first goal, and then 42 seconds into the second period, she gets another.
Yeah, and Calhoun kind of been the difference in the game so far.
Big collision there as the shot fires to the right of Amundsen. Stopped at the blue line here for Hastings, trying to send that one down low, deflects into the near side corner. Neither team with too strong of possession here, but the puck is going the wrong way here for Hastings. Backhanded along the boards a couple of times. Partial line change here for both teams. Puck in between both benches. We get an outlet pass connecting there for Otto. Fires a shot. That one a little too tall. A lot of open space to work with here for Larson, bringing the puck up on the far side there. Tipped into the air, settled down, backhanded down low, and a glove save there for Lanning.
Nice job there by Bentley Stoffel. Tipped the puck away, kind of slowed down the momentum there for Hudson. HCTV Sports is supported by the Schoolhouse. From prom to weddings, let us suit your formal needs. For more information, is available at schoolhouse.com. Schoolhouse has been a great sponsor for HCTV all year. Thank you so much.
I think the team might need it after this one. Physical matchup. Might have to get some of these sweaters restitched.
Another spill over there in the corner. You know, just because there's no checking in girls hockey doesn't mean it's not physical. It's been a pretty physical game here tonight.
Yeah, boy, isn't that true. 6.5 to go here in the second period. A couple of Hastings Raiders getting spun around here. Dump and chase. Hastings just trying to get that goose egg off the board here. Cut this lead into half. Puck stalling along that near side board. Short little pass along the boards there from Calhoun. Hudson with a shot and another save there for Lanning.
Real nice save there from Lanning as Hudson got in deep here. So you get through the defense and Lanning able to make the save on that first shot, not to give up any rebound.
Some slippery forwards here for Hudson tonight. Give them any amount of space and they're just kind of making the most with it. Puck battered around here, going to be taken back into the defensive zone here for Hudson.
Looks like there's a delayed call coming up here on Hudson, and now they blow the play dead.
Well, the first power play wasn't too successful for Hastings, but you hope the second one here, it's certainly well needed. You hope they have a little more success, as it looks like Kowalski will head to the box here for Hudson.
There's another interference call. Just pass over here, and Woodwick steals it. Another time where it looked like a Hudson player just kind of fell right into the Hastings player.
I mean, this sounds a little redundant. I understand it's ice, but boy, this is some slippery ice here tonight.
Yeah, it's a couple times now where Hudson's throwing a penalty, kind of just falling right in front of a Hastings Raiders player.
Hastings just trying to get anything going here. A pass going long, bouncing along the far side boards, taken from Stoffel. Now back to Stoffel near the blue line. Cross ice pass, fires that one, and
it's in the net.
Hastings scores. Hastings making the most of that power play there. Tough to see from our angle up here. I'm sure it was tough to see for Emma Amundsen, as the lead will be cut in half. I think that Siebenaller scored the goal here for Hastings. We'll take another look at it. You can walk me through this one.
Yeah, Hastings just was playing. A couple nice passes around the outside, and then it looked like it went off the far post, and Siebenaller right there just to put it in on the rebound. Not anything Amundsen could do with that one. It's Siebenaller all alone on the back post, and it's 2-1.
Well, now Hastings trying to make it 2-2 here as they bring the puck into the offensive zone. That goal certainly fired up the crowd here in attendance, and the band as well. Siebenaller with her second goal of the season. They'll give the assist to Stoffel. That's going to be her third point of the young season.
Hastings just, passed the pucker on the outside, found an open defenseman, and were able to get a screen in front of the goaltender. Allowed for that rebound.
Have a Raiders player there begging for another penalty there against Hudson. That was Sky Woodwick, who got turned around back behind Lanning. And a whistle here with 3:48.
And now it looks like there'll be a Hastings penalty coming up next. Here's the power play goal again. Shot looked like it went through a couple legs, and then Siebenaller smartly there on the back post all alone, able to tap that in. Hastings done a little better job here the second period with their passes, connecting on a lot more passes, and it's allowed them to have a little bit more offense. But now they will be down a player. It'll be 5-on-4 power play for Hudson here, as they'll try to get a power play goal of their own.
Well, you'd hate to undo all that work you just battled for here. If you're Hastings, they're going to need to get another kill here. Fenstermacher with the pass. Slips past the blue line. And a clear here, erased for the puck. It'll be closed out and won by Siebenaller, but taken ultimately by Carly Myers. Another quick whistle here.
Some good work there by Siebenaller, racing down the ice, able to kill a few seconds down there behind the Hudson goal. Hudson now was offside, so we'll have a face-off in the neutral zone with a minute 32 left on this power play.
We'll get the face-off here on the Pirate. Going to be taken by the hometown Raiders. Schreifer working her way back. Tries to connect on a pass to the captain, Torkelson. Now Hudson bobbing and weaving, passing the blue line. Calhoun again. 2 goals on the night. Shot fired, deflects in front of Lanning, swept away.
And it'll be all the way down between the 2 Hudson players. They said they could have had an opportunity to play it, so no icing. Get some fresh legs out here for Hastings.
Now Kowalski pressured and closed off by Otto. Long pass, nearly collected, tripped up near the center ice logo. Shot fired, and another goal here for Hudson. Believe that's Aubrey Flatham. We'll have to double check, but that's going to be a power play goal here as the second period was sort of closing to an end, and that's going to make it 3-1 for Hudson and bring the lead back to 2.
So the teams trade goals here, power play goals here in the second period as they throw the puck into the bench. First goal for, I believe that was Flatham. First varsity goal, I would assume, as they throw the puck back in the bench. Looked like a screen again on Lanning. She didn't see that one coming in and just got through her, and it's now 3-1 late in the second period for Hudson.
And another shot, a great glove save there from Lanning, who again has had a really, it's the goals against. You almost can never hold him against a goalie at times, especially at the high school level, because you just see sometimes a goalie has a tremendous performance, but they might give up 4 or 5 goals. That's just how it goes sometimes.
Sure, and then they're the last line of defense, so it's a team game, and if they get the goal in past the goaltender, a lot of times that means they got it past 5 players in front of the goalie to begin with.
Well, under 2 minutes to go here in period number 2. It's good to know that Hastings can score a goal and get on the board, but they're going to need a couple of more to try to find an equalizer here. Sure would be nice if they could get something here before the end of this period.
Hudson really aggressive here. They got 3 girls down here below the hash marks trying to keep this puck in the offensive zone.
Pettis with the shot, a stick save there from Lanning, careens off into the glass. Hastings looking for a pass, turns over, could be a dangerous situation here for Hastings. And again, maybe another quick whistle there. Didn't seem like too many players knew where that puck was.
So Hudson gets the turnover shot, and Lanning, she thought she froze it, I believe, at first, taking a whack back at that Hudson player for hitting her in the glove. She's able to jump back on the puck with 1:08 left here in the second period, 3-1 Hudson.
Well, another face-off won by Schreifer, who might be batting pretty close to 1,000 here tonight on face-offs. Just been excellent.
Yeah, it's definitely helped the Raiders out in their own end, especially. I keep saying Hastings, or Raiders, I should say Hastings Raiders, or Hastings.
Well, it's a common problem. I mean, the Raiders is an awesome logo. It's an awesome team name, but there's too many Raiders. There's too many Raiders teams at the high school level, it seems like. Might have to cut down on that. Well, 30 seconds to go here. The puck is still in the defensive zone here for Hastings. Maybe now some space to work with here for Torkelson as she gets spun around. A Raider and Schreifer whiffing on a shot there, kept on sides. 10 seconds to go. Still a chance for a shot or two if you're Hastings. Circling around, fires one right in front of the crease. And a dangerous opportunity there for Hastings to close that out, but it's going to remain a 3-1 game here for the visiting Hudson Raiders over the hometown Hastings Raiders.
Hastings had a couple of great chances right at the horn there. Girls didn't give up on the period, but just not able to get past Robinson. Shots 21-12 here through 2 for Hudson.
And we'll take a look at the 3 goals that happened here in the second period.
There's the face-off winner from Calhoun. She just comes around the circle. Landing was screened and went far side. Hastings Raiders in on the power play. Off the post, and Siebenall are all alone in the back door, made it a 2-1 game. And then Hudson answered with their own power play goal. It's like another one shot just past the defenseman. Screen landing went by her pad there to make it a 3-1 game here through 2 periods.
Well, it's been a fun one. It's been a physical one. It feels like the scoring really exploded here in the second period. We'll see how this one closes out. 3-1 Hudson over Hastings here on HCTV Sports.
Today, 4 Minnesotans lost their lives from fentanyl poisoning.
And 4 more will tomorrow.
Fentanyl is the #1 killer of 18 to 45-year-olds.
It's killing more and more 12 to 17-year-olds. They're people we care about.
Like my brother.
My sister.
My best friend.
We have the power to make a difference in our community. Join us in the fight against the fentanyl crisis.
Push that trash that way, not this way. Come on.
Oh, hey there. Do you like HCTV?
That's one small step for Hastings and one giant leap for community television.
Do you want a custom video that promotes your business or organization and gives you the results you're looking for? As an HCTV sponsor, our staff will work with your business or organization to create a custom video to promote your brand. You also have an option of getting a shout out in every sporting event we cover. And that's 3 points for your business. So support HCTV today! Go to hastingstv.org/sponsors for more information or to give a one-time donation.
Some you've heard of more, but it doesn't bother me cause I just love to explore. Interviewing owners and lending a hand. I love to assist for as long as they can stand.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the Hastings Civic Arena as we get set for period number 3. After 2, it's a 3-1 lead for the visiting Hudson Raiders over the hometown Hastings Raiders. I'm Owen Ely here with Derek Simon. Derek, what can we expect here in period number 3?
Well, we'll see if the Raiders can get, Hastings, I should say, can get something going here down 3-1, just 12 shots through 2 periods. As you see, that camera is adding a lot of weight to me. That's at least 20 pounds on the screen there, I think. Anyway, Hudson done a nice job defensively, keeping the Raiders outside. Like they said, 12 shots total through 2 periods. Blocking a lot of shots with some knee pads and getting some sticks in there. And then they've been really aggressive in the Raiders' end, just kind of bottling Hastings up in their own end.
Yeah, it seems like as we've gone on, well, before we get to that, we'll get to this. The Hastings, the hockey day in Minnesota, those were the sweaters that were unveiled a couple of days ago. Yeah, and the Prairie Island community designed these really kind of cool sweaters. I know I have a son who's got one, and the guys just really like them. And a lot of detail in there on the sweaters. And the other thing we like about them, of course, is the numbers are easy to read from far away, so it should be a pretty fun thing here for both the boys and girls teams. There'll be a lot of games out there that week of January. I think it was 17th. Yeah, I believe the 17th through the 24th. Well, in red, you know, not traditionally a Hastings color, but it looks really good in that sweater. Yeah, and if there, you know, there's a lot of detail in it. There's some gray on the jerseys. If you get an up-close look at them, if you can, there's a lot of detail into those sweaters. Really, really cool. Yeah, that's going to be fun. Such an underrated hockey town in the state. Might not be the first place you think about when you think about War Road or some of those northern but it's so underrated with the talent it produces.
Yeah, Hastings does have a lot of players that have went on to play varying degrees of hockey, and so girls keeping the tradition going here tonight as they come out here for the third period. Hudson again out shooting Hastings 21-12. 3-1 lead. Both teams with a power play goal there in the second period. And the other thing is Hudson's been able to score a few goals at the end of each period. That's one of the big differences in the game.
Yeah, you know, you make such an importance of that in a game like football or something, you know, scoring in the final 2 minutes. But, you know, it's sort of the same in hockey, too. You know, they're sneaking these in as maybe you're thinking about going to the locker room or, you know, time's closing in. They're sneaking those two in.
Yeah, and, you know, and you never know if it's a thing where one team's getting a little more tired at the end of the period or you know, the ice isn't as good. Maybe you get a couple of bounces your way. But a goal with 1:15 left in the first and another one at 2:22 of the second. And that's 2 of the 3 goals for Hudson tonight.
Well, Hastings certainly has their work cut out for them. It doesn't feel insurmountable, but obviously they got to pick things up here in the third period.
I just think it all starts out in your own end, breaking the puck out, making a couple good passes, maybe getting up the ice with some speed.
We'll see what Hastings has in store here if they look to come out of this one with a victory. Hudson obviously early in the season looking for their first victory of the year, albeit it's only game number 2, so not a prolonged drought here. It was a team that only won 5 games last year. Kind of hard to believe that when you see how they play here tonight, and got a lot of upperclassmen on this team as well. That puck's going to slide all the way back behind Amundsen. Now Pettis and Torkelson fighting for the puck. Going to be taken by Pettis. Milchak with the turnover. Puck bounced off of Kendra Otto there. She was trying to go out of bounds, as we'll get I believe a penalty upcoming here. Raider heading to the box. That's Mackenzie Kraut.
So Kraut to the box at 15:58 here early in the third period. Like it was a hooking call. Hudson scored on their last power play late in the second period. Now get another one right away here in the third.
Point blank shot there from the captain, Marley Larson. You got to figure if they give up a power play goal here, that's going to be a devastating numerical blow, going down by 3.
One thing that Hastings got going for him is there's 15 and a half minutes left, but as you say, time is still of the essence. Here's Calhoun again.
That one screen deflected off of a couple of players. That one bounces. It was shot in from Kowalski. Now back to Kowalski there, far side. Shot deflects off of a couple of players. Hard shove there from Stoffel. Some space for Hudson to operate here on the near side, closing out a bit. Now Calhoun spinning around again. She's been looking for that hat trick for quite some time. Back to old number 9 there, deflected off of Siebenauer, stays here with Hudson. To Flatham, who's looking for goal number 2, and we will get a save and maybe a little protecting of the goaltender there.
Yeah, always good to see that, sticking up for your goalie. A little deflection there, kind of a sneaky good save here from Lanning. May have been off a stick or possibly even a skate there. Lanning's 20th save tonight, and 46 seconds now left on the Hudson power play.
Feels like that power play is sort of lingering here. That felt like maybe a longer sequence than it actually was. Hastings Raiders failed to clear there because it was bounced off of a player, kept in the zone. Puck breaking free. A pass to the point. Myers fires a shot, deflects off of a Hastings player.
Hastings doing a good job just kind of packing it in front of Lanning there. And had a couple good blocks here so far this power play. 10 seconds till they can kill it off.
And that clear right here might do it. So that was a desperate penalty kill. They needed it badly for Hastings, and they'll successfully kill it and keep them right in this one here. Still going to have to put some points on the board here. Got plenty of time, but sooner rather than later is probably a better strategy to go about it. Stoffel's pass deflects off of Kraut, and it finds his way back behind Lanning. Pettis' pass to Milchak, deflected. We got a Raider, Hastings Raider, and Hamann taking a spill on the ice there. Finally, the puck's in the offensive zone, but it is going to be an icing.
Hastings will come back out with some fresh legs here on the ice. 13:06 left in the third period. 3-1 Hudson lead.
And it's good to see. I can't remember if maybe I'm just not remembering, but it's good to see Werner out on the ice, obviously after she took that big hit in period number 1.
Yeah, it's great to see her back out there as well. Again, it was nothing malicious, just kind of a Hudson player just kind of fell right in front of her legs. Shot here from outside, and Lanning's able to that one under her stick and hold it for the save. 12:52 left here in the third period.
Well, the puck really favoring the Raiders zone here as we see the update there from the boys hockey. Jefferson up 4-0 there, still in the second period.
Tough night, and now varsity down 4-0. See if the varsity team maybe can at least get a goal on the board here for the program tonight, as it's been a tough one here in Bloomington.
Well, sure would be made better if this girls team could pull off the comeback here and then, maybe split the hockey games here. Another quick, easy save taken by Amundsen.
Yeah, I think it was Kendra Otto came in late there, almost got to the puck before Amundsen could cover it.
Well, you're hoping this turns into a premium opportunity for Hastings. They've had a tough time, especially as the game has progressed, keeping the puck in the offensive zone, and they're going to do their best to swoop around here and try to get something going. Siebenaller wrapping around, closed off by a couple of players, still managed to hold on to the puck for a while there before it's taken up the ice by Larson. Now Larson fires a shot. That one rockets just wide.
Both teams are changing there. Hastings able to keep it down in the zone for momentarily.
Now Milchak slipping past a couple of hometown Raiders defenders. Hudson back on the attack, a little bit of a hip toss there. You might see that on a judo mat. Either way, play continues on. Now Werner brings the puck up, tries a little backhanded centering pass. Werner back behind the net. Schreifer getting in on the action.
Fenton was out front there, just couldn't get the pass through the Hudson defense out to her in the slot area.
Got a yard sale out there on the ice. Soberg trying to move that puck forward. Going to be a race on these far side boards. Taken away from Hamann. Bounced over to number 9, a backhanded shot and a save there from Lanning.
Oh, big time save there from Lanning. Forward was in real tight to the goaltender Lanning, but nobody out there with her. Here's the hip toss here.
That's a little egregious.
I thought so as well. Seems like the Hastings team, they're seniors or freshmen pretty much, and our freshmen have been getting kind of beaten up around the ice here tonight. Welcome to varsity hockey, I guess.
Yeah, there's no easing your way into it, that's for sure. Well, so we'll redo the face-off here. It'll be taken by Hudson, firing a shot down low. Chiodo. Now Hudson sweeping it down low, touched off of the stick of Lanning. Now Hastings with some speed. Erickson tries to carve her way through a couple of defenders there, but ends up losing the puck. Taken back by Hastings. Puck is still free and swept away wisely by a Hudson defender.
Yeah, no whistle, but the girls didn't see it laying in the crease there, unfortunately.
A golden opportunity for Hastings if they had a couple of players maybe a little lower there.
Looks like there's a delayed call coming up on Hudson. And Hastings will go on the power play. All that started because Olivia Erickson able to get some space and take that all the way up the ice. Here's a replay. Shot back out to the point, off a stick. Trickles through the goaltender. Sitting there, Woodwick doesn't see the puck there. It looks like thought the play was over. And Hudson able to clear it out.
If the head was just on the swivel there, maybe you could have seen it. Sometimes that happens.
Goaltender thought she had it as well, so I can understand how everybody else probably thought she did. But just behind her in the crease.
Well, and to your point, this is something you said in the first period. They really have been having a lot of success with what you were calling for with Erickson just bringing the puck up.
Yeah, and she can get some speed, get it into the zone, even though she wasn't able to get an opportunity where Hastings able to keep it down there and then get the power play now.
Hamann bringing the puck with speed, fires a shot, backhanded, tipped, and a goal here for Hastings. Off of the tip, creating some commotion there. Amundsen couldn't tell where the puck was, and that will have the lead cut in half, as it's going to be the captain getting the goal here for Hastings. Siebenaller, her second of the game.
And again, she was right out front in front of that goaltender. Off a Hudson player on the pass and just chips it in. Second goal of the night, and Hastings suddenly in a one-goal game, 3-2. Shots closing up as well now, 26-17.
Well, Siebenaller's been such an opportunist here tonight. She's basically, like just chipping it in like it's a golf course or something. She's just in the right spot.
She is. She's in tight to that goaltender. Both, I believe, are power play goals for her. So if I'm Hudson, you need to stay out of the box. You've been pretty much in control when you haven't taken any penalties.
Well, less than 9 minutes to go in period number 3. You got to figure that goal puts you right in striking range. It's got to energize the players here.
A lot of times I like to say that 2-goal lead is the worst lead in hockey. Hastings gets the one goal to make it 3-2, and now hopefully have some momentum here.
I'm not sure if I believe that, but I've certainly heard that before.
Yeah, I'd still rather have a 2-goal lead myself, but that's what they say.
Just ask Anthony LaPanta about that one.
Wow. Like it took a weird carom off the Zamboni door there.
Puck gravitating to this Hudson zone here. Heavy pressure here from some of these Raiders forwards. Little breakout pass, but it's going to be turned over to Hamann. Now Cahoon with the retreat.
Just a good skater and confident player. She's able to slow things down, keep the puck on her stick, and make some good plays. Not afraid to keep that puck on her skid and not just throwing it up the ice.
Now here Hastings with possession, turns it over. Maybe smelling blood in the water here, trying to get that equalizer. Could be a 2-on-1 here for Hastings. Far side, fires a shot, and the Raiders score! Goal number 3 for Haley Siebenaller. A hat trick, this one just a couple of minutes removed from the previous one, and that's going to be the equalizer here as now this game gets real interesting.
Yeah, the Raiders got that bounce off the wall, 2-on-1. Siebenaller able to get inside, close inside the dot there, and just rips it by Amundsen. Nice shot there.
I don't know if the cameras caught it, but we did have a hat on the ice, so good to know that the tradition's still alive here. And now just like that, it's felt like such a close game tonight, but obviously Hudson for the majority has had the lead, but now it really feels like the game is just beginning to start in a way.
Yeah, we're back square here, and Hastings looking like they might have a shot at taking the lead here. So a lot more puck possession lately for Hastings. Got some confidence going for the girls.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like these goals for Hastings are just, it really seems like it's a result of the changes that they made. Sometimes, you can get lucky in hockey or a bounce or whatnot, but it seems like they've just been playing better as that shot's deflected off of Erickson.
Yeah, a little better passing, I think, lately, second half of the game, and we're able to bottle Hudson up a little bit like Hudson had been doing to Hastings previously in their own end.
Well, we talked briefly about cardio. You got to wonder if that factors in. This is only the second game of the season for Hudson. Hastings, this is game number 5.
I would think it'd be an advantage. I'm not sure of Hudson's schedule and how many practices they've had, but
a shot and a save here for Lanning.
Again, she's square to the puck and able to get that one right in her belly, get a stoppage of play at 5:46 left in the third period in a tied 3-3 game. I think the other thing, too, is Hastings finding a little more open ice now. Able to get some more speed going into the offensive zone.
Yeah, we talk about Erickson, but Hamann as well has had a lot of success just kind of wrapping around and trying to get that momentum and that speed to carve up the ice a little bit.
Yeah, she's had a real nice game, and obviously Siebenaller with the 3 goals. I think Hamann's been really nice. Played a really nice game in front of her own net, too, tying up some of the players. And here she is battling on the wall.
Puck breaks free. They tried a little centering pass there in front of the crease. Now Hastings with some motion. Siebenaller brings it into the zone. Back to Siebenaller. As you got to know, number 4 was looking for number 4. Puck battered around here in front of Amundsen. Slapped in from Solberg. Puck sort of taped here in between both benches. Occhiato leaves it back for a teammate. Stolen away here for Hastings. Might have some open space here. Here's Schreifer, loses the puck near the blue line.
Hastings connecting on that far side pass again. Just not able to control it, though, into the offensive zone.
Hudson tries a centering pass there to Milchak. Could have been a prime opportunity there to beat the netminder Lanning, who's had quite a game here tonight.
So we'll allow Hastings to get some fresh legs on the ice again.
3.5 minutes to go here in regulation. Now taken up here from a Hastings forward. That one deflected. That was Woodwick, the freshman, with the opportunity there. Long, hard pass. And we'll get an icing call.
And Hastings will have the offensive zone face-off here. 3:07 to go in the game. 3-3. Hudson 27 shots. Hastings now up to 18 shots in the night.
Get an offensive zone face-off here. Going to be taken momentarily here by Hudson. Whiffed on a outlet pass. There was Larson. Now there's Hamann. Puck in the middle of the crease, and we will get a whistle and a save there from Lanning.
Yeah, it's always tough play for a goalie. You see it a lot more now in hockey when they get down deep in the corner and they just kind of throw it out front. You never know if it's going to go off a goalie's pads and in, or in this case it was in front of the goaltender Lanning, and you never know if you have an opportunity to chip a loose puck in.
Face-off taken by Hudson. A shot. Milchak taking a spill. Little pushing and shoving here. Lanning standing tall. Take another look at this on the replay.
Hudson wins the face-off. Didn't get a lot on it, but, you know, through some more traffic again. And if your goalie takes a whack, well, then you need to clean house. And Hastings does a nice job of doing that as well.
Puck stopped at the blue line from Kowalski up to Johnson. Fires a shot, and that one deflects. An opportunist forward there for Hudson, looking to sneak that one in. Now here's Hastings, a 2-on-1 near side. And that one, they couldn't quite get the shot off. They tried to wrap around and fire that one in. I don't even know if they got the initial shot off.
Yeah, that was Schreifer again coming down, stealing the puck in the defensive end and able to go down and try to get a pass off to Woodwick.
Shot there, rifles right across the crease. Got a Hastings Raiders player down on the ice. But she'll get back up and work her way over to the bench. Now Hudson looking to wrap around, cutting to the outside. Stolen from behind. Got a Hudson player crashing to the ice. Now a race. The crowd could sort of sense that one. Closed off by Schock. And taken by Pettis. .80 seconds to go in this one. Wrapping around that far side post. Looking to pass. Leaves it on that far side. Shot deflects over the shoulder of Lanning. .60 seconds to go in regulation in this one. Puck near the center ice logo. That's Larson with the puck here for Hudson. To the blue line, now down low. Hastings trying to connect on some passes here on the far side. Breaks past the defender. Netminder will stay in the crease, firing a shot.
Another one of those shots again behind the goaltender. And we will get a save, and Hastings will have an offensive zone faceoff with 9.9 seconds left. Here's where Schreifer came in. Got over to Woodwick. Got a second attempt at it there. Got a bit of a shot off. Nice save there by Amundsen.
Well, not a lot of time to work with here, but got to figure if you win the the face-off. Maybe you can get a shot or two off here. Play your cards right.
Hastings obviously will probably try to win the puck back, and Hudson most likely will try to win it to the corner where they can maybe even tie the puck up against the wall here. Close out the period.
Raiders with a shot. Now Hudson pinned back behind the goaltender here, and that's where this one's going to end. A thrilling game here, a comeback of sorts for the Hastings Raiders, but it's going to end here with a final of 3-3. Tremendous game here, great action, but obviously sort of an anticlimactic ending.
It looks like we'll have a 3-minute break here. So 3-3 here after 3 periods. Shots 30-21 in favor of Hudson. Hastings came on there late. We're down at one point. I know the shots are 26-13 and turned it around with that.
Well, with that, we'll take a short break here in this intermission. We'll come back with a 3-minute overtime period here on HCTV Sports.
But here is the difference for the class of 1990.
We went from mile high Eagles to Al and Peg.
I know you're all excited about Y2K. You could lose power or party like it's 1999.
Hastings High School has been graduating senior since the first commencement in 1870.
Congratulations, class of 2023. Go Raiders!
Funding for community TV is in rapid decline, and HCTV will not survive without your help. Let your local representatives know that you support community TV. To learn more, visit savecommunitytv.com.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Hastings Civic Arena as we're a minute away here from overtime. We had to consult our rules analyst. These rules are ever-changing. We actually found out there is overtime. We thought there was overtime. There wasn't. Good news for the viewers and the fans here. There is indeed overtime. So maybe we'll get some clarity here. Such a great game. I'm happy there's overtime. I was a little disappointed, but have no worries. We got some extra action here from the Civic Arena.
Yeah, there'll be an 8-minute overtime period. We were told that there was an overtime, which confused us, so we kind of just went with it for a few minutes. But, of course, 8-minute overtime periods in hockey. See if Hastings can keep up the pressure here and maybe pull out a win when it looked like Hudson had this game most of the way in their favor.
Yeah, it certainly seems like the momentum now here is on the hands of the hometown Raiders.
Yeah, and it all started with that power play. It seemed to get the Raiders going. Of course, Siebenaller with the hat trick as well. And Lanning's done a nice job in net, 27 saves on 30 shots. And my Hastings math tells me that should be at 90%.
It's good math right there. Well, and you got to give, obviously, the props to Siebenaller. She's the one doing the scoring. But, I mean, Lanning just keeping them in this one because, to your point, when it was 3-1 and they went on that penalty kill, you're like, oh, this could get a little hairy here.
That was a huge turning point in the game, and not too long after Hastings got that second goal, and it's been changing momentum ever since. So 8-minute overtime here. Of course, if anybody scores, they'll win the game.
Well, the puck now here near the Hastings blue line. Fired in and stopped by the body there of a Raiders defender.
I believe that was Delaney Solberg who made the stop there.
Puck poked away from Pettis, nearly poked up past Kowalski. Hastings, centering pass, fires a shot, and a save.
Another nice job by Schreifer to get that puck over to Woodwick. She got a lot more on that shot. Nice sliding save there by Amundsen to keep this game alive for Hudson. Nice chip shot there, but Amundsen able to corral it.
Siebenaller winning the faceoff. It's going to go offsides here, so they'll have to get back onsides as they dump the puck. Over to Siebenaller, just out of the reach of her hands momentarily. Now she's posted up here in the near side corner. Spinning around, puck breaks free. Hastings player on the ice. That's Siebenaller. Slapped back to the Hastings Raiders blue line. And a Hastings player taking a spill. Hudson with the winner! All the momentum was on the Hastings Raiders side, and it just took one defensive slip. And Hudson capitalizes, and just like that, Hastings brings themselves back into the game, forces overtime, but the door is slammed in their face there by the visiting Hudson Raiders, who will get their first win of the season.
Yeah, I think she got a little help getting pushed down there, but no call or penalty on the play, and she buried the shot. Here it is. She pushed her shot there in the back a little bit, took the puck away, and right below in bottom circle there, able to put the puck into the net.
And that was Aubrey Flatham, the sophomore, who had the goal in the second period as well. So 2 goals for Flatham, 2 goals for Cahoon for Hudson, and 1 victory for the visiting Raiders.
Goaltenders played well tonight, and you see the replay here. That's Siebenaller scoring the first goal, or the second goal of the night. And here she comes down to get her hat trick right below the circle and buries it to tie the game at 3. Sent the game to overtime. And then here's the turnover with a little help, and again, shot underneath the circle there, low spot of the circle, and Hudson able to get the overtime winner.
Well, one of these teams had to lose, and unfortunately it's the hometown Hastings Raiders. Just a very competitive, very good match. I mean, good to start off the HCTV schedule here as we take a look at the upcoming broadcast. We'll have boys hockey to kick off December versus Dodge County. The following day, girls hockey versus Two Rivers and a rivalry match. Then on the 4th, boys basketball versus New Prague, who's slowly becoming maybe a new rival for Hastings. You see that in football. And then we'll close it out on the 9th with boys hockey versus Simley.
Be interesting to see the boys play Dodge County in the single A matchup.
Well, we got a fun schedule upcoming here for HCTV Sports. The Raiders lose to the Raiders, the visiting Raiders, 4-3 here from the Hastings Civic Arena. Special thanks to producer and director Hunter Pinkey, announcers Owen Ely and Derek Simon, camera operators Ian Andrzak, Max Slocum, Tori Selner, and Will Celine, and on graphics and replay, Hunter Pinkey. For Owen Ely, or for Derek Simon, I'm Owen Ely. The Raiders losing to the Raiders 3-4 here on HCTV Sports.